Yeah.
Um,
Sounds good.
my guest today is the lovely Icaros Chans at twitch.tv/Icaros_Chans, CHANZ. They were kind enough to do this last minute. Today, I was like, hey, what are you doing today? And they're like, I don't know, I'll be home. And I'm like, can you do an interview? And they're like, what? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Let's do it maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Um, but they were kind enough to do it today. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
I'm I'm still vibing. I'm sorry, I'm
Thank
being
you. No,
quiet.
no, you're so good. Thank you so much for being here and doing this last minute.
Yeah,
I kind of
anytime. I know.
so our mutual friend, who my one of my best friends, literally my best friend since I was 13. They've been hanging out with us in VR lately, and they've been doing interviews. They're doing their PhD on social VR and like queer studies in relation to that, which I think is so awesome. And they've been interviewing our friends, and I was like, man, I miss doing interviews, but at the same time,
You did a lot of
I did like
interviews.
22 interviews in the span of a month, which is maybe a little bit too many.
That's crazy. If you
But
really think
I there
about
are
it.
a few scragglers like you that I always wanted to
Yeah.
interview, and so
I
let
was like,
me yeah.
yeah. I was like, man, I want to get
Do
interviewed in that
you?
right now.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
now you're here. Now you're here.
Yes.
You're one of the few. I've been as soon as I posted that. By the way, I wouldn't name any names, but somebody who I haven't talked to in years messaged me. He's like, "How do I get an interview?" And I was like, "Well, you don't really do any VR chat content, and like, I don't know,
Yeah.
you don't really. You're kind of a toxic person. I don't really want
You're
to.
kind of a
I don't
dog.
really want to interview you." So, uh, I won't say who they are,
Oh,
but I'm like, "Geez, dude, I'm not gonna interview you."
yeah.
Anyway, I am here to interview Kara, Icaros, who's one of my best friends and has been for a little while. I knew you as just someone who's super sweet, and you're one of the funniest people I know. You're an amazing
Yeah.
avatar maker, and you just love to vibe, and you love to spread positive energy. And
Yeah.
I know you. I mean, you do create content for VRChat. You also make avatars and stuff. How would you describe yourself if someone like joins your channel? Or this is a really hard question to answer. I don't even know how
Yeah.
to answer this for myself. But how would you describe yourself and give yourself maybe a brief
Yeah.
introduction?
So I would probably say, let's see here. I love making avatars. I've been doing it for off and on for about probably like about 2 years, maybe a little like three. I'm not like, but I wouldn't consider myself like an expert. That's like the one thing I'll definitely say about avatar making in general is that it's always like a constant growth. VR chat every year or two. They always seem to develop more things that you can do with your avatar, making it more and more complex. And we can go from the we can go like into depth later on,
Mm-hmm.
as well as I recently, like I would say not recently, but I got into streaming about a year ago at this point. So I had a big year of experience under my belt, and it's been really an interesting little bit of a road. I try to take care of myself with work-life balance a lot. So I don't like stream every single day like a lot of other streamers. I kind of fear that I might get burnt out if I stream constantly. So I try to
Mm-hmm.
do between 2 to 3 maybe a week for
Day.
those. No, if I did stream full time, I'd be doing like way more. But
Yeah.
considering that I have a full-time job, it's hard to manage. So I try to balance that with also spending time with friends and all those other
Yeah.
things. And I've been really enjoying streaming when I have. Like, like I've met so many wonderful people through streaming. Um, if I haven't streamed, there would have been like a huge group of people that I honestly would have not have met on like so many wonderful people. And a lot of people are really like kind and sweet and very like easy to open. That's why one thing I like about like VR chat and the VR chat community even is that everyone's like if you're in the VTubing community and you're a part of the VChat, everyone's usually pretty friendly. Everyone doesn't really have an ego, and I really like that
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Everyone's pretty chill about that,
yeah.
and um yeah, so that's like one thing about me. And I've been playing, I wouldn't say playing, but I've been on VR chat for about 4 years at this point. So I've been here since almost like its popularity,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing VR chat and the community as a whole grow to such a high level. Like, worlds used to be like very simplistic and stuff, and now we have so many complex worlds, and I like how complex things are getting, because
Mm-hmm.
then you can do like more things and expect more from people, which I feel is nice, as a whole, because it's all the content that is created for VR chat is not created by the developers. It's all
Mm-hmm.
like user made content. And that's what I really like about VR chat. It's like it's very magical in that way, because it's like you don't really like have like worlds that are highly designed by the VR chat development team, unless they're trying to showcase specifically like certain things or something. But for the most part, it's all developed within the users and the community. So big thanks to them for making so many wonderful things. You know?
Yeah, I was just talking to T about this, and I think that, I mean, that's one of the best parts about VR chat, if not the best part, is that everything is user generated. And like sometimes I forget that because I'll compare VR chat to say Meta or Altspace or other kind of smaller social platforms, and the reason why those are not as popular, I think, is that you don't have as much freedom to express yourself or create things. And so, so for example, like nobody is actually default an anime girl in VR chat. You kind of have to go to an avatar world and find a cute avatar that suits your style. I mean, it doesn't have to be cute, but like I'm just gonna give you
Yeah.
guys an. So these are the legacy VR chat avatars. This is actually what VR chat originally like gave you, like something like this, or like what else do we
Oh
got here?
yeah.
Or like
Very, very interesting avatars.
yeah, and
You,
it's like
and you can
nobody uses
and you
these.
can
This
and you can
is
already and you can already like notice that the shaders are very simplistic. I
yeah.
think they use standard shaders. And even the shaders that I use on my model and you use on your model, that's also made by the community. It's made by a person called Pyomi, which is an amazing shader creator. And they then like, having very complex shaders to do like a lot of custom things they can do with your avatar. So like I said, it's all everything that you see and do in VR chat is created by the community in
Hmm.
that way, which I find really fascinating.
Yeah, it's so cool. So I guess you said you came during like, you know, maybe not at its peak. I think maybe it's at its peak right now. Maybe it used to be at its peak. I don't know. But you came like, what introduced you to, well, let me ask you this first. How did you find VR in general, and like what interested you in VR? How did you hear about it first? Like what was your initial experience?
So when it comes to VR, I randomly stumbled upon it and on YouTube. There's a YouTube craze, some memes or the knuckle phase thing kind of happened. That got me kind of intrigued, and I wanted to join. I made an account in 2017 of like December actually. However, I had issues actually logging on because their servers were either packed or they had a bunch of server issues. So I was unable to actually like coexist in the not even get to try it in desktop mode. Um, I didn't really get to use like VR chat at all, so I kind of like let that stand still for a short bit, and I kind of like forgot about it again. And then a friend of mine that I know in real life introduced me to the Oculus Rift for the very first time. And they were like, "You gotta try this out. This thing is amazing." And like at the time, like they were trying to get me to play I think it was called a rec room, which is
Yeah, yeah.
what they wanted me to get into. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, in the back of my mind, I was like, already kind of like, if I was gonna be invested into VR, I would want to actually join VR Chat and be a part of that community versus Rec Room. Mostly the two of them, they're somewhat similar, but like more Rec Room is more like quest based and very simplistic avatars and no
Mm-hmm.
legs and stuff like that. That kind of like
Yeah.
I didn't really like. Um, so I got to actually try a game called Dread House. Was a very scary game. I
Yeah.
remember going through it and then I remember like peering like through like a hallway and was like I seen this like monster and I just kind of just stared at it and I was like, what am I supposed to do? And it just ran at me. And I was like, oh my, and I remember being super surreal. I just literally took off my headset and I was like, oh my God, this is terrifying. So, but afterwards, I was still interested into VR, and I ended up buying myself an Oculus Rift and investing in it and stuff. And I definitely don't regret it. And I remember like I think one of my very first experiences I had in VR chat that I can remember was what I don't know. I have like an old clip or something way back in the day. Um, that I've recorded, and it was about this owl person, and then they were like singing like a song on a ukulele and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that was like super cool. I don't know,
Yeah.
people can and be very entertaining and stuff. So, and I found like for me, I had like social anxieties and stuff, kind of socially awkward, a lot more IRL at the time. So I was like, maybe I can use this as a way to improve my overall self, in terms of getting over my social anxieties and maybe even potentially like having larger connections of friend groups and stuff like that. So yeah, that really got me into VR chat and I found it incredibly easy to make friends and meet people, meet like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
And I met a friend. Um, his name is call me underscore mustard. It was the very first person that I known in VR chat, and they actually taught me how to make avatars for the very first time. And I was not a, you know, I wasn't the best student. I was very kind of derpy and stuff like, as you kind of might guess. But I was very thankful for them to teach, spending so much time. They spent a lot of hours teaching me, and I learned how to do Blender, and because I got really like anxious about learning Unity and Blender. Looking at it from like, a zero knowledge point of view, you're like, what is this program? And you like look and find out that it's like meant for like game design and like CAD and like Autodesk or whatever it is, and it's like professional programs. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm that professional or anything, so I kind of was
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah. So
So,
you
yeah.
came in with zero experience, and you're just like, let me
Yeah.
get it, let me in there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's awesome.
And
Sorry,
then
well,
it's been
yeah, go ahead.
and then it's been like, developed over time in terms of like skills and finding cool stuff. And I think like the best thing about like me is that I mean not the best thing about me, but more of like the things that I get really intrigued on is making avatars and stuff for people
Yeah.
than my own stuff. Because when I make something for people, usually people will have something in mind in their head that they want, and I can see if I can like get it worked up on stuff. And like I still don't consider myself like a super big expert. But like, I don't give myself enough credit either because a lot of people, the stuff that I do, they're like, wow, you can do all these crazy things. So,
Yeah.
but like, yeah.
Well, I was gonna
And the only
say.
reason,
Oh, sorry.
oh,
Just one
sorry.
thing. I think that you don't give yourself enough credit, but also the people that you've made avatars for, you've really, I think, given them a sense of kind of like identity. It's like you've kind of given them something they really relate to. Like I know Madokas and Gears are so happy that you made them something they
That's very
can
true.
use,
Yeah,
something
that's super
personal.
true.
And
Yeah, and I love making avatars for people and making them happy and doing all sorts of amazing things. And the evolution of avatar making is getting higher and higher. Like the skill level is getting higher and higher, and it's going to take more time for certain kind of things to be developed. Like if you wanted to do like OSC or like you pull your hair and then something happens, or you can have like Twitch integrated into your avatar, so you can use like channel points, and when someone spends channel points, they can have your clothes change automatically, which is really amazing, and I
oh
find that
yeah,
really
that's so
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to integrate that. That's really neat.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of like really cool stuff that hasn't been like explored super heavily yet, which I'm excited to do.
Yeah. Is there anything else you can think of in that regard? Like things that might be coming out or things that we haven't really explored yet that you're
There was
excited
like
about?
I found something that was really interesting.
Hmm.
So Poiomi actually posted something. They were able to have like an avatar of them, like their own avatar, control someone else's avatar through OSC networking, so they can control it. So what other things that people have done and stuff that I kind of found is like a phone, for example. So you can have like a two-way like walkie-talkie phone system, and you can have like person A and person B, and I can like send like a message or something, and they can be in a completely different world and whatever, and it should still like signal them. I'm kind of like testing that I want to do. And that's like something that I'm kind of interested in trying to add on to my avatar at some point, which would be really cool. Some other cool things I've seen people do is like a system where you can like kind of like roll. You can almost like I wouldn't say like take off your outfit or something, but like different ways of doing stuff like that where you can like roll up your sleeves and like pulling like creating like more immersion essentially like that. So instead of like toggling your clothes, you can like pull it off or something for whatever reason, or for whatever convenience and stuff like that. I find that really cool. There's like a lot of options that you people can do, which I find fascinating when it comes to avatar making. The one thing I will say that I wish that VRChat was able to do, or maybe they might do in the future as a future a future thing, would be having like a store either on the VRChat website or something within the VRChat. You can buy assets in game and stuff. Mostly because like I'm currently using Gumroad on someone's avatar right now, and I find it really difficult to search on Gumroad for certain assets and stuff. So I'm like, oh, like what if they had like a virtual like economy or something? So it's all within the like either on VRChat or have a store with on the VRChat website would be kind of cool.
And sorry, let me just say something. Sorry, I'm not doing redeems right now for anyone who's coming in. I'm so sorry for interrupting you, Cora. I forgot to disable everything before we started. I'm doing an
Right.
interview right now, so I'll refund everything off after stream. So I apologize. I just want everyone to know. How come I? Oh wait, behavior. Oh no, not look at me. Okay. Um. Yeah. So I wanted to also ask you. So you talked a little bit about like I'm kind of gonna go into like some more of the social stuff in VR. I know you said you had social anxiety, and I definitely do, and I still do. But like you said, VR has helped me a lot. Um, do you think? I mean, do you think it's helped you a lot? Like, why do you think it's helped you?
I guess like if you think about it, when it comes to like meeting people IRL, and especially people for the very first time, um, people are more harder to approach randomly. Like, do you ever see yourself like in a situation where you're like, I don't know, like at a bar or something, and they're in a group of like of people? It's kind of like, if you wanted to approach them for hypothetically, for example, it's kind of like trickier to like engage on something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like in VR chat, it's a little bit more. It's first off, it's a lot more safer because you
Mhm.
are in a VR space. So for whatever reason, um, worst case scenario, so say if you get like a bad thing happen to you, someone's angry for whatever reason, you can either block them or run away or go to a new world or whatever, right? You got options. So and you can always like, kind of hit it and try it again. You can keep using that as like exposure therapy. Whereas in real life, like I said, like it's a little more hard. I feel like it is a little bit hard to engage random people. And it could like also like like there could be like physical repercussions. Not saying that there people hopefully no one would want to harm me or anything, but like something might happen. I don't know. I get kind of
No, it's so
one of those things.
true. I mean, you gotta
I
like.
overthink things a lot of times.
I mean, you don't. You just have to be careful, right? You never know if one of those guys is gonna
Yeah,
come, just try to
yeah,
kick your ass or just try to start something. Or I mean,
yeah,
you're in the comfort of your own home. You're like in your bed. You're wearing comfy clothes. You don't have to worry about getting a
yeah.
ride home if you're drinking or something. And I think a lot of people in VR, because of those reasons, and for a couple other reasons, your guard is naturally down. Something I was talking about with T is that we're all in most of us are kind of in pretty cute, approachable avatars, and so if that's the case with both parties, people are more approachable. It's really hard to go up to someone IRL and be like, "Oh hey,
Yeah.
hi, God, do I know you?"
Yeah.
But in VR chat, because we're all, I
Yeah.
think, here to socialize, it's a lot easier to
Yeah.
do like, "Oh hey, what's up? I
Yeah.
like your avatar. How's it going?"
And like I said, it's also like-minded people. So like I already know that you already have a VR headset without even looking at you, right?
Right? Yeah.
Like oh, you're into VR. Instantly you're into VR and you're into VR chat. So there's
Hmm.
already that natural like interest, and then
Common interest. Yeah.
I'm assuming you might be interested in games since you're in in VR chat.
Hmm.
And versus like I don't know, I'm not huge interested in like sports or anything. So when people start talking about
Right.
like
Yeah.
football or soccer, I just kind of like zone out.
Yeah. Yeah. Smile and nod. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like yes, of course, I'm totally into this.
What you're talking about right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
but like, I think the other thing is what's interesting is so it's been a few years, and like I can definitely say I have also seen like huge improvement in terms of my own social interactions with friends. And one thing I will say, that also is kind of similar to VR in real life is that um we best meet people through friends of friends because we know that like our friends like if you have like say like Tasty or Kano, like I can and if I never met them, I would already kind of know that they're like kind of chill and like cool and stuff essentially because you've already like you know, you've already vetted them in that kind of way, which is really interesting. And so, like with real life, it's like the same thing. Usually, people don't meet random people randomly. It's usually through friends of friends, and
Right. Hmm.
which is like, you gotta go out more. You have to go out to the bars and pubs and clubs and, like that's all they, that's how they always say it. You gotta go out, right? So, but I don't do a lot
Yeah.
of that stuff. So I'd rather I'm a homebody. So I prefer to stay
Yeah.
inside. But like, I got through Q, and then I got to meet T and like a bunch of way too like a lot of people through
Hmm.
you as an example.
Hmm.
And it's helped me feel really,
Aw.
I don't know, it's helped me feel very welcome to be a part of this community.
Yeah. I feel very blessed to know you and just know everyone that we've met. And
Yeah.
you know what? You were saying something earlier, which is that, everyone is so welcoming and so sweet and so kind. And that actually is not the case. There's actually a lot of jerks out there. Our friends just happen to be really, really sweet. Like, is that Gummy Bear? Like, Gummy Bear in our chat is so adorable and nice
Yeah,
and
that's true. There
kind.
there definitely is
No,
groups of people on VR chat that are not
and they're
nice, I
not
guess.
nice. They're out pretty malicious, either hacker
Yeah.
groups or people who are just kind of they're content creators, and their content it consists of like getting a rise out of you or something,
That
or
is
just
very,
making
yeah,
fun of
that's very
you,
true.
or but we are so lucky to know such wonderful streamers, and I can think of so many like Kana and Tasty, like you mentioned politely. I saw in our chat, my lovely Kohai. There's just so many cute people and sweet people, and yeah. Do you think VR chat has changed you in any way? I know we talked about like socializing and stuff. One way I guess I kind of, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. I know it's kind of the case with me, but maybe changed or influenced the way you think about gender, sexuality, or I guess any
Yeah.
other way you can think of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I've had a lot of experiences on VR chat, and yeah, I would definitely say, I mean, like a little bit. I was always like questioning, like even before VR chat a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, and on VR, I got to explore a lot of more on that and be safe on it.
Hmm.
Um, I definitely had a lot of queer experiences through VR, and it's enabled me to feel like a lot more okay with who I am, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
I've been progressively like, I'm a really like slow person when it comes to trying things out and stuff.
Hmm.
And like, through testing, like, shaving my body for the first time was, a really interesting experience. I really
Oh
like that
yeah. Wait, what?
actually.
What was interesting
Like
about
a
it?
few,
I
well,
know that. Well, you've been using
mm,
Nair too, but like I guess you were shaving.
yeah, I mean, I remember my very first time I actually shaved my body. And I was
Yeah. How
like,
did that go? Did you cut yourself?
no,
I
I
cut
was,
the hell out of my. I mean, not the hell out of myself,
I'm
but I cut
very,
myself pretty bad the first time I shaved.
oh my
I was
God.
not being patient. It
Yeah.
was so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember like part of me was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be doing this thing," and I had our friend Vanessa was like, "Yeah, you should totally do it." She was kind of like hinting at it, and like kind of like making me feel more like open to the idea of trying a lot of different gender stuff. And because like how I met through Vanessa actually was like with our friend Vanessa is how do we say this? Which they're trans and stuff, and then I got to meet them and talking about them, and just like I was talking about like the way I am right now, and this was like before like I it was even like questioning myself. It was like she was like, "Oh yeah, like are you like trans and stuff like that? Like you sound just like the way you're talking and the way you phrase certain stuff and like the interests that you do." and getting to know like more and more like trans and queer people have actually made me feel like more okay to doing a lot of more things with my body and being more open with sexuality and stuff like that. And yeah, it's been a really interesting experience. Shaving my body for the very first time felt super awesome. After like I went through that experience, I was just like just touching my whole legs, and I was like, oh my
Oh
god,
man,
this feels so good. I mean, like it's like
relatable.
when you have like clean shaven legs, it's like
Feels so
wow,
goddamn good.
it's
I
so
just sorry
god,
for
yeah,
swearing. I just shaved today, and I
yeah,
don't I don't do it every time I shower just because it's
yeah,
tedious for me. But maybe I
yeah.
should. But like oh man, do you put lotion on your legs afterwards? Like,
I do,
yeah, it's
and
wise move.
it's so nice because yeah, your skin dries out and stuff like that. You gotta take care of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
So
then like
yeah, go
yeah.
ahead. What were you
Yeah,
gonna
and
say?
I'm like, getting ready to buy some clothes, and I want to buy more
Aw. You know what
clothes.
kind of clothes you're gonna get?
I'm still working on that.
Okay,
So,
it takes a
but
while to figure out your style and like
yeah, yeah, that's true.
yeah.
So I have a small little like a budget, and I want to try to pick some clothes, and maybe in the future, no, no, like maybe I want to do like more pictures and stuff like that, just to
Oh,
make myself like feel more and more comfortable with who I am.
yeah, yeah, and I think we have such kind and supportive friends. And if you asked me, like, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even 3 years ago, if I would have ever been confident enough to like even I mean, I posted a picture of myself in our friends Discord, but like, on Twitter, I'd be like, fuck no, I would never
Yeah,
ever do that. But
I know.
there's
I
like such
remember
kind
like
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was discussing with you like a long time ago when when I first met you. I was like talking about like boy stuff, and I was like talking about like, you know, other gender kind of things, and so it's like, it's created such an impact in my life too,
Yeah.
to kind of like be able to do that and stuff.
Yeah. I was reading, I forget what her name was, but she was a pretty decently sized streamer, medium big streamer. And she posted on Twitter like coming out as trans ruined my career. It might be okay now, but like back in the day, back in the day, which was like 3 to 5 years ago, like she got so many transphobic comments, so many people
Yeah,
coming
that's
into
the
her chat like being just
yeah,
fucking so rude, just so mean, and like I just bring that up because in contrast, I feel like I'm a lot of my community is in the LGBTQ community, or at least an ally. And I think I am so happy and so proud of everyone for being so kind and sweet and supportive. And it's like, why is I don't know. I don't understand the toxicity. I mean, I don't understand it in general, the toxicity, but
yeah. I feel
uh,
like I feel like people are sometimes just angry to be angry. Maybe they're not happy with
yeah.
themselves, and maybe
I mean, it's like picking on
they're
a quote
yeah,
unquote easy target, or just picking on someone who's already like kicking someone when they're already down in a way, kind of similar. And
yeah,
it's just, yeah, I don't know. People can be mean. Um,
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you. So what did you do before VR? What you? I have an idea. What'd you do? What'd you do before you had VR?
Okay, so before VR, I actually spent I would say, I
Yeah,
would say I spent like 4 years playing a game called League of
I've heard
Legends.
of that. League
And
of
then
Legends.
like I enjoyed it. It was a fun game
Hmm.
and stuff, but it kind of like would get frustrating, and then I would get like, you know, as all gamers do, get angry and like rage and stuff at certain kind of games like that. And
Yeah.
one of the big things that like I kind of like did was I kind of like put that game away in the box and never, and I like
Yeah.
once I got into like VR chat and into the VR community and started working on avatars and doing like all these other things, I felt like I had like more of a purpose and a more reason to not play uh League Legends. And because like it's not always like about the toxicity. It's just like it kind of brings the worst out of you in that way because it's like a competitive
Yeah.
game.
Right.
And so it's with VR chat, it's like it you can create what entertains you on VR chat. If all you want to do is hang out with your friends, you can, or watch a movie or hang out in a public world, meet new people. One of the few things I used to do on VR chat was actually like hang out in the Japanese community and like meet like people from other countries and like practice my
Yeah.
Japanese because at the time I was like studying a little bit of Japanese in university and I took like Japanese as a minor and stuff like that. So I was like kind of interested in like talking people and practicing my own language skills.
Hmm.
Um and getting to know people. And it was kind of like funny. One of the funny things we would talk about is just like the difference in apartment size and how much everyone's paying. And it's like, oh yeah, I live in a little box and I'm paying like
Yeah.
$1,000 or something, and I live in Japan. And then
Yeah.
I'm like paying this much, and then this is like how big. And they're like, wow, that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
but like then there's also like other interests like food and like culture and a bunch of other stuff. So I don't
Oh,
know.
by the way, did you make HelloFresh today? They've been getting HelloFresh. I'm not sponsored. I should be, but I'm not, not
Um,
sponsored.
I actually was prepping some of my HelloFresh while I was waiting.
Waiting for me. What did you
Yeah.
prep? What's on your menu this
Um,
week, dude? They've been sending me pictures of like all this HelloFresh they've been making, and it looks so goddamn good. I don't know if any of you guys have been like, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up. Maybe I'm hungry. I'm just curious.
it's an interesting. I would say HelloFresh is pretty okay. I like making food in general. And one of the things for me, the only reason why I even got HelloFresh, I'm not sponsored by the way, FYI. But one of the reasons why I got into HelloFresh was just to have more creative recipes. So, like when I was in college, for example, I learned
Yeah.
how to make Thai curry. I
Oh, so
had
good.
a friend of mine from England that like taught me how to make like all these things with Thai curry and like a bunch of other recipes. And I still use them to this day. And I was like, man, I want to learn some new recipes.
Yeah.
So it was more about that, and then plus like they give you all the ingredients to try it out. One thing I'll say is that probably the stuff that I would make in the future, if I were to remake some of these recipes, I probably wouldn't make like all the side dishes and stuff that they make you to do. I would probably be like, oh, I want to make like maybe like a burger, and here's this. Now I have an idea how to make like this kind of sauce, and it was kind of interesting. Kind of like made like almost like a McDonald's, McDonald's like a burger sauce,
Wait,
kind of
which
stuff.
McDonald's sauce? Barbecue?
Like the Big Mac sauce.
Oh, the special sauce. Okay.
Yeah, so I learned how to like kind of like make that and like make a few other things like making fries from like potatoes, cutting it up and
Mm-hmm.
throwing in the oven versus like buying a bag of fries, right? And throwing those in there. They're two different things. It kind of makes me want to get a potato cutter or like a fry like maker or something where you
Yeah.
like you use
Just
like a
put it
tool
in
or
there.
something. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it allowed me to like basically explore more creative stuff. The other cool thing is like the guides are really very straightforward. Like you'd probably can say like, well, you're paying too much. Why don't you just use recipe online? The big difference is that they have a lot of pictures, what you should be doing, what you should be prepping, and like the time to do it. When you go look at a normal restaurant, a normal recipe, they'll just say, "Here's all these recipes," and they just kind of like they kind of like go with speed run, assuming that you should know how to do things already. So it gives you
Mhm.
very, very high amount of like a lot of instructions on how to do it, and I like that a lot. Because then I can remake stuff. If I learned through doing and not through reading. So
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
so that's one thing for me. It's like once I learn how to do something, it's easier to like, oh, I can try this again, you know?
Do you have any like so before HelloFresh? Do you have any? I know you made curry a lot. You ate a lot of chicken wings. We always make fun of you for making chicken wings, chicken wing
Yeah.
car. Is there any like are there any signature car recipes that you make?
Yeah, so shepherd's pie would be
Oh,
one
that
of
sounds
them.
so good. I love
I love
shepherd's pie.
shepherd's pie, curry, butter chicken.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I know they're like a lot of Asian like
A lot of
kind of
Indian
restaurant.
or your Korean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like I like Asian food. I want to learn how to like. I was talking to my brother-in-law, and I want to learn how to make Korean short ribs,
Oh, that
and
sounds so good. Are
and
they
make that.
Korean? Is your brother-in-law Korean or no?
No,
No,
but
he's just a guy.
I have. Well, I have like a fellow. I have my brother married someone that's Filipino, and
Hmm.
so we have like a lot of like kind of Asian family as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Part of our family. So yeah, and I learned how like they basically told me like how to basically make these recipes. Like, oh yeah, you can go to the butcher shop and you can get like the short ribs that you'd want, and then you can go and like they basically said the Korean short ribs stuff is like I don't know, it's like brown sugar and like soy sauce and like some other stuff, and it's like that's it. I'm like, wow, that's it. So
Yeah. Oh, it's
it's
making
I
me
don't
so
know,
hungry.
it just makes me so I don't know. I just want to make more food.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, I don't know, making your own food is a lot of fun, and then people really appreciate that you can cook. And I love
That's true.
cooking.
I think that's one of the most attractive skills somebody can have is to cook, or at least one of the most desirable skills that they can have. Um,
Yeah,
let
I
me let
love
me change
cooking.
this. Yeah, this wasn't supposed to be about food, which is very interesting to me. I don't know how interesting it is to everyone. Thank you, Farrell, for the raid. Um, I Yeah, I wanted to ask you. You're one of the funniest people that I know. I really mean that. You're one of the funniest people that I
Hey,
know.
really?
Do you?
Aw.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I wanted to ask you if, like, did you have like comedic influences? Did you watch like stand up? Did you watch what you had Corner Gas? Like, what were there shows that influenced you when you were growing up, or comedians, or online personalities? Like what? Or
Ryan
do you just kind of
Reynolds.
Ryan
I
Reynolds?
I
Okay, yeah,
love
yeah,
Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds when they were like, especially like,
Like in
what,
Deadpool or like in what
yeah,
movies? Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds. They did a lot of stand-up stuff that I really enjoy,
Oh, I
and
didn't know
obviously
that.
like before they became like a movie actor, they did a lot of stand-up comedy, and they were really killing it. So when like Ryan Reynolds started entering like the movie space, I got really excited about that because I knew the kind of potential that person has. They're such a well like comedian that I really really enjoy a lot. So they're one of my biggest inspirations, but I've always kind of like, for some reason, I've always had like this side of me that just wants to be kind of like almost like a class clown or something when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I've
Same.
always kind of like had that where I'll just like say something dumb or do something dumb, and it's like intentionally stupid or dumb or funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's always been like kind of like that. And I've used to be a part of drama, but
Oh.
I've never really got into it like as a serious thing because like
Yeah.
my social anxiety kind of like inhibited me from doing it because I had huge stage fright about like memorizing like a script and then talking in front of like 40, 50, 100 people. And
50,
now like I really
100 people. I guess so.
well,
In a high school
yeah,
that big,
like in
yeah.
high school.
Yeah.
And now look at me, I'm like, streaming on Twitch to equally like enough people like that, which is like, but it's like different because it's like you don't see everything. So it's kind of like a little bit easier to like manage in that way, like mentally.
Yeah. Let me reintroduce you real quick. So for everyone who's new, welcome. This is one of my best friends, Icarus Chan. My name's O Girls, and we're doing an interview. They are one of the funniest, sweetest people I know. They make a lot of avatars. If I'm sure someone you know has they've made an avatar for them. They made an avatar for like. I was just gonna lie, but but they made avatars for a lot of our. I was gonna say like names, but they're an amazing, and I think you're a big part of the VRC community, and I really appreciate you. I can't even imagine VRC without you. It would be not as fun place without you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you always wanted to do drama and stuff, like so.
Yeah, I kind of like, I don't know why I always had like this itch to like do something or make something happen.
Sorry, let me pause you real quick because Fia just
sure.
raided us. Fia, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, everyone. Hi, Alec Reeve. Hello, Crayfish Carl. A Creature 26. Is that Les? Let me read your name. Lezer Dawn. Hey, it's Courtney Cook. Fia Grade. We stomping in Saren D. Like that name. And welcome everybody. I hope you had an awesome stream. Were you streaming VR chat? You were. It's so good to see you, Fia. Fia, we need to hang out sometime in VR chat. I'd love to see you. For everyone who doesn't know Fia, she's one of the coolest people I know. I honestly mean that. Like when I think of like people who just know way more about VR and VTubing and like creating content. Like Fia's one of the first people I think about, and she's actually one of my favorite people like that create content on VR technology, and she's so genuinely oh my hand is stuck, so genuinely kind and sweet, and let's face it, so adorable and pretty and nice. But she, if you guys are interested in VR, like I'd highly recommend checking out her YouTube channel and her Twitch. She's awesome. Thank you so much for I don't know if she's still here, but thank you, Fia. You're amazing. For everyone who's new here, I'm actually interviewing one of my best friends, Icarus Chan. She hosts the virtual reality show, which is pretty awesome. It is pretty awesome. She's pretty awesome.
In virtual reality.
Yeah. Yeah, so I
love that
recommend her channel. I hope you're doing well, Fia. Thank you so much for the raid. You're amazing.
I'm a huge fan of Fia, actually.
I'm a big fan of Fia, too.
Yeah, it's so cool.
More so, even just like, I mean, I love the VR content. I think is amazing. But even just like as a person, she's one of the kindest people.
As a content creator and like, yeah, she's done a lot of tutorials and has done like other forms of content. Sorry.
Yeah, no, we're hyping her. You deserve all the love, Fia. Like I said, some person who may remain unnamed won awards, but you're number one in my heart. I think you're doing them. You're amazing.
I love you, Fia.
You guys are too nice. You're too nice, Fia Bunny. You're so cool. Thank you everyone. Please give Fia a follow and welcome everyone. I hope you guys had an amazing time. We're just vibing and talking about our experiences in VR. I don't know if a lot of you guys hang out in VR, if you guys just interested in VR. I'm sure a lot of you watch Fia because she's just so pleasant to listen to, and she's very, very approachable and nice. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys, let me give you some head pats. We were just talking about VR and like our initial experiences in VR and what were we talking? We were talking about your sense of humor and your comedy. Where you're like, I know you're like the class clown, which I think a lot of us can relate to. I definitely was. Did you get in trouble ever, like making jokes?
All the time,
dude. I used to get detention all the time because I wouldn't shut up. I wouldn't stop making jokes and stuff. Were your parents into like jokes and stuff? Were your parents funny? Or was like your
they were like
siblings
the opposite.
They're the opposite.
Very conservative types.
Oh,
not
really?
Funny.
Not funny at all.
Not. I mean, like they're as funny as old people can be. So.
I mean, they weren't always. Were they always old since you were conceived? They were old. Could be the case. Do you remember, like, you ever have those friends when you're like 10 and you go over to their house and their parents are like 80 years old or something? Like, well, your parents are, those your grandparents? Maybe that's not common, but I had a friend who, like, when I was 10, their parents were like 80, and I was like, oh, jeez, that's
I
cool.
mean, I
There's
guess
nothing
I
wrong with
guess
that, but I was like,
I
oh
guess in
man, that's
terms of like
surprising.
family and stuff, my mom is probably pretty cool in that regard.
I mean, she's not
Yeah.
old, or she is old. Like, what do you
I
mean
mean,
she's
I mean,
cool
I
in
mean, I
that
mean, I mean, they're
regard?
both. I mean, they're both like old, but like in terms of
Yeah.
like funny and being like down with like really like new age kind of stuff. I mean, not new age, but like in that similar way.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like I remember
Yeah.
like so many times when I was in high school, she'd be like hosting like a party with like alcohol and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but she was the cool mom, I guess, in that
Okay.
regard.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they know about what you do in VR? Like, have they seen your
I,
stream? Do they know you
I
make
keep
models and stuff? You
yeah,
keep that separate?
I keep it pretty separate.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm just anxious about certain stuff. So I've
Yeah, that's fair.
had some experiences like, well, yeah, I had some experiences that like are kind of mixed, I guess you can say. Um,
Right. Yeah.
so it's kind of a hit or miss for me, I
I
guess.
find it really difficult to I don't know if Fia's still here because I'm kind of curious about her. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I'm kind of curious about there or any of you guys watching right now. I find it extraordinarily difficult to just kind of verbally tell somebody about VR and like, oh, VR is so cool. Like, I'm just hanging out with friends all the time, and I'm an anime girl. I'm living the dream over here. It's just so comfy, and people are like, yeah, that sounds pretty stupid. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let's never talk about that again. Um,
Yeah.
but like, as soon as I show them, like 90% of the time, they're like, oh my god, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. And I felt the same way when I first put on a headset. I don't know what it is. I think we have preconceived notions. I was actually telling T about this. Like, my first experience ever wearing a VR headset was like the Virtual Boy. I was like, I actually liked it, but it's like, it's garbage
Yeah.
compared to the VR now.
Yeah.
And I don't think people like still, even with the Quest, I mean, it's getting there, but still, I think most people, they don't have a good they don't understand. Like, it's so impossible to understand unless you try it. But I don't know. I don't know. And I think people are just resistant to things that they don't really understand because it's like,
Yeah, they don't. If you don't understand it, then it's kind of like you don't understand the appeal of it.
yeah, it's
You
true.
know, it's just like what Morpheus says. It's like, you can't understand what VR chat is. You have to experience it for yourself.
That's very, yeah, I didn't think about Morpheus. That's very true.
It's just
It is, no, it's so true. It's so true. And like let me get your name correctly. Oh shoot. I don't know why my window is so fuzzy. Evelyn? No, Evie? Evelyn? I'm sorry. Hi Nova, by the way. Um yeah, it's so hard to describe VR and even like videos and yeah, even if you give them videos and screenshots, they're like, "What am I looking at right now?" Like my friends, everyone has difficulty with it. Okay, let me know how to pronounce it or what if you don't care. I mean, I'd love to pronounce your name the way you'd prefer. Yeah, so true. It's only something you really have to experience. So you guys all hang out in VR? Do you guys all play VR chat from a field stream? I'd love to meet y'all. I just love meeting people in VR. Like, it's so cool when you meet someone in your chat or in someone else's community and you meet them and they're just like the most adorable or the most sweet or funny or talented
there's a lot of
person. Or
sweet people.
there's so many cool people out there, and then you go out and you go. I just find real life so boring at this point. I'm really excited to go to TwitchCon, and that's a little different. But I'm like, I never want to socialize outside of VR. The people I do socialize with in VR or outside of VR are people I've met in VR at this point in my life, which is kind of strange but really, really cool that most of my IRL friends are people that I know in VR. I don't know. I think it's so cool. So they get it. I guess I'm saying that they get it. Like, I had roommates, and I only recently started living on my own, and like, I don't know if you've had this problem. I think you've had your own house for like the past 9 years or something. But having roommates that don't understand what you're doing is very, I don't know. It's kind
Yeah,
of disconcerting, and it just didn't make me feel very comfy in my own living space. Like this fucking
yeah,
weirdo in here, like doing
yeah.
whatever.
No, yeah. It makes
Uh,
you if living with strangers or people that you don't know or people that you're not super comfortable with does make things like difficult for if you want to do
yeah,
like gender stuff or
yeah.
whatever. Because then
Hey,
like
girl.
yeah, because some people like might say they get it and maybe they are, but then like there's other people that are like we get it, but then they don't get it. Thanks.
Yeah, that's
It's hard to
actually true. I like
explain.
introduced my friend Allie, not the one we know, IRL to VR, and she really liked it when I first showed it to her. And then it sort of just tapered off. Like, I was living with her, and I actually bought her and our other roommate a headset to hang out with me. And they just
Really?
didn't really, yeah, they just, to be fair, it was kind of my fault because I kind of left them in a public world and it scarred them for the rest of their life. I was like, I'm going to go hang out. You guys explore. And they're like, well, I'll never do this again.
Oh,
You really need someone to guide you, I think, initially, or like just show
yeah,
you
that's
what's
very
safe,
true.
show you what's fun, give you a nice, cute avatar. And yeah, I felt real bad. I like left them in a hey Claire, public, and
Yeah,
it's so hard
you
to
need.
meet people if you get unlucky and you kind of don't. I got really lucky. I feel like eventually, and I think it might have been easier to meet people like a few years ago when I started because I think more trusted users and more regular players were hanging out in public worlds. And I think nowadays you can do that, but you have to avoid stuff that's too popular, like, Black Cat or whatever, like popular Quest compatible worlds. You kind of have to go to like the niche kind of PC only compatible worlds or whatever, worlds that are smaller where there won't be a bunch of, little kids spouting vulgarities at you.
That's very true.
Um,
Yeah, when VR chat was like super new, like there was no. That was one thing I'll say for sure. 2018, there was no like minors. I wouldn't say no minors, but there was a
Very
lot
few.
less
They were the
minors.
they were the they were the
They
exception.
were
They were like the
they were the
minority,
exception.
right?
They were
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that like there was a lot smaller and more niche community, so it was easier to like interact with people. And like yeah, like as like VR chat grows, there's more people. And more people is you add more people to the mix, so you get a different variety of people. So like your best way to navigate VR chat now would be to have a guide and have the like drive, I guess, to meet new people on your own as well. Um, in order
Yeah.
to like fully like realize this. But at least need to know like at least one person that makes you feel comfortable to be able to do that.
I just wanna go real quick and thank you guys for the follows. Sorry, I'm doing an interview, so I'm not on top of the notifications I should be. Nix Uric, Saren D, your friend Nova, and Light Orbit. Thank you guys all for the follows. And Greek God, thank you so much for the 22 months. I love you so much. You're amazing. Gumi said, it's so easy to be friends with girls are so lovely. You're so lovely. Gumi. That means a lot to me though, and I think you're like this too. I just want to be like approachable, and I want people to feel comfy around me, and I think a lot of streamers I know are like that. I always talk about her, even though I haven't seen her in years. But well, yeah, like a couple of years. But I remember my first experience meeting a VR chat streamer is when I met Artsy, and she was so nice to me. Like when I joined her in a world, and she like introduced me to all these really sweet people, and I think it's important to give back like that to new people. Otherwise, you can get totally lost and get discouraged. It really bums me out when I hear some people will come into my chat and be like, "Oh, VR chat it sucks." I hate VR chat. VR chat is cringe. Like, I joined VR chat and, the normal story, people calling them,
Gotcha.
the N word or whatever. And it's like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that with like negative experiences,
Oh,
but
thank you.
I would
Some,
say there's even more people probably with better, more
Yeah, and it's
positive
unfortunate because a
experiences.
lot of the kind people are just done with the toxicity. So, like, not a lot of kind, sweet, genuine people are hanging out in publics ready to be met. They're all kind of hanging out in private worlds where it's more comfy and safe. And I don't really know how to fix that. I think, like, oh, thank you. Nova says, nice to meet you. You're both very pretty. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Your friend Nova. Do you play VR chat, Nova? That's very. See, like, such a kind community. If this was like, I don't know, whatever, X big streamer, you both suck. Take it off or something. I don't know, like something stupid like that. You just got a VR thing? Oh, that's awesome. What headset did you get? Just came in to tell everyone that you're beautiful. I wanted to read that too. Like, that's so sweet. I love getting comments like that. Just, that really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. You're beautiful. Thank you. And also, hello, Helens. Wait, hey, Lens. I don't know why my monitor is so blurry. I guess the problem with public worlds for new players is there's no way for the game to know if they're a sweet, nice person or a 14-year-old that wants to say the slurs they learned. Great point. They do have the trusted system, but that's not the best thing.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing, if I can intervene on that
yeah,
one,
of course. I'm sorry.
is
Yeah, this is your
yeah,
interview. You tell me.
yeah. So I can also say, other ways if you don't want to like go meet random people in public worlds and you don't
Yeah.
have a friend, but you still want to go into VR and you still have that drive, as I mentioned before. One of the other few options they can do is there's a few options they can do. There's a website called Flirtle that used to be called
I
VRLFP,
think it's
looking
called
for partner.
Flirtual, not. I don't think it's
Or,
called
oh,
Flirtle.
Flirtual? Is it Flirtual?
Flirtle?
Yeah.
Like Squirtle.
Yes.
I think it's called Flirtual.
Yeah, I think it is Virtual. There's
Yeah.
like Virtual, and then I think there's another one called That's Never Met. And I
Mm-hmm.
think one of them is they actually verify your ID, you verify your age. And the other
Oh,
one
yeah.
is, I think Virtual also like is kind of cool because you can say, I'm looking for a partner, or I'm looking just for friends, or I'm just
Mm-hmm.
looking to like you know, find someone with similar interests and they can kind of narrow those out. And you can kind of
Yeah.
like understand, like, oh, this one's LGBT, and here is some pictures of their avatar. You don't necessarily need to, like do your face and stuff like that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Um, and then, like, you get to like meet people. And that's like
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I'll say is like when it comes to like VR, it's like it's really nice to like meet people, get to know them. And if you wanted to meet like IRL, like you're gonna go to TwitchCon, for example, you know,
Yeah. I am.
and you're gonna meet like all sorts of people IRL, right? And that's gonna be
Yeah.
a big experience. So
Yeah.
like versus like because I feel like when it comes to like any dating apps or something, not saying I'm not meant for dating or anything, but people can kind of fake things. I guess you can do the same thing, but like, why would
Yeah.
you want
I
to
think
lie
like
about
with I really
yourself?
like. I mean, I don't use virtual, and I'm interested in kind of exploring it, but I actually think it's a cool service. I think if you're gonna go to the trouble to signing up for an account for that, you're probably a genuine person. Like, I don't think somebody who's trolling would. They would just go into VR chat and troll. I don't think they would make a virtual account, but maybe I don't know. I've heard of catfishing and stuff. Do you
Well,
know? Do you know anyone that's been catfished in VR, or even in general?
not that I can say, not
I
catfished.
mean, this is a long con. Me and your friendship. It's a long con where I
Yeah,
steal
a
your
long
funds.
con. Yeah.
I'm ready to steal your Ethereum coin. You've been catfish? Oh no! I'm so sorry to hear that. And that's online dating and online meeting people is a whole different thing that I could talk about. Well, I mean, let's talk about it. Like, have you ever outside of VR, you ever used like Tinder or like Grinder
Ah,
or like
yeah,
anything
I
like
have
that.
used like dating apps and stuff. One
Yeah.
thing I'll say about dating apps is like it's either like, it's kind of like a hit or miss. It's like you'll meet someone and
I
sometimes
won't
they're like
shade.
as soon as you meet them, they're like, I'm not interested. You can read them or like, the other way around
You're
too.
not
Like you're not
interested.
interested. You're
People
like,
leave. Can't
yeah.
believe.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you know what? I have my sister has a family emergency. I gotta get
Okay.
going.
Oh my god, sister's a family emergency. I have to
Yeah.
go. I wish I've actually just stayed in the middle of a terrible date. I just stay and it just.
Oh really?
I don't think I've had one good date in my life. Like the good dates I've had were never really dates, I guess. They were just me hanging out with friends and it sort of turning into something a little bit more romantic. But whenever I
Oh,
went on a
that's
date,
good.
no good dates at all. Always
No good
super
dates.
awkward.
Ooh.
Always. Yeah. I've met all of my partners on Tinder. I'm horrible at making conversation. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's so cool that people can meet people online. I find it a little shallow because I think most people just care about, and let me relate this to VR chat, which is why I love it so much. I think people like are, and I don't blame them. You're attracted to who you're attracted to physically. Let's face it, like you can't help who you're attracted to physically, and I think that's just a strong indicator of, oh, they're cute. No, but barely anyone reads the profile. I do because I'm genuinely interested in people, but like I also don't like the idea of selling yourself and like writing a resume about yourself. I think people are so complex, and so I don't know. It's hard to describe yourself in a page or with like an auto form or something with like
Yeah,
pre-made
like
question.
45 to 100 words or something.
Yeah,
And
like
just like,
and
tell me
you,
about
and
yourself.
also you're like, when people are like, I remember OK Cupid I used. They would ask you a bunch of questions. Like sometimes you like lie, to make yourself look better. Like, would you?
Lawyer.
Or whatever, right? Like I don't know. It's really hard to get a sense of someone until you meet them in person. But it is a cool way to get to that point and meet people. I mean, my sister right now met her boyfriend on I think Bumble, and he's amazing. I love him. But she also told me about some guys that were just kind of, like jerks and like just kind of, in it for
Yeah.
pretty shallow
For
people and
yeah.
um, sorry, can't mod anymore. Sister's got a family emergency. See ya.
And yeah,
Possibly. Girlie, I'm taking you on a super poggers date. Are you? When is that gonna be? I'll go on a date with Gumi. Sure. Gumi, by the way, did you know that Gumi's posted a picture the other day of them in really cute clothes, and it has like 2,000 likes on Twitter right now. I
wow,
highly recommend
really?
checking that out. Izumi, hi, beautiful. How are you? Speaking of someone super pretty, wait, why am I a mod? Because I gave you mod. Because I was running out of VIP slots again, so I gave random people mod. Also, because I trust you, Izumi. Izumi, by the way, I don't know if I told you, but I want to learn how to draw. And you're one of the most talented artists that I know. I bought an iPad and I bought a cheap, I think it's a Wacom tablet to draw on PC too. So I feel like it'd be fun to just draw and hang out in a Discord call with you guys. I know I've been seeing you in the Discord just hanging out and like, I don't know, it'd be nice to I miss you, Azumi. I miss you. And
Sydney is super cool.
Jimmy is cool. Given the power of mod, I love drawing. See, I also think like it's something I always wanted to get into, but I just have that mental barrier of like, oh, I don't know. I was never good at it. So, but it's like a skill like anything else. You can just learn it if you put enough time into it. And I guess I've. And do you ever get that way? I mean, I'm sure like before you made models, you're like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to make models, and then you just put the time into it, and then you
Yeah.
just can do it. Um,
I actually used to do lots of tracing and stuff when it comes to drawing when I was like super young. I was actually not too bad at drawing, but now these days I have a hard time drawing a stick person. But
yeah. I have really
But
shaky hands. My friend said you can use a stabilizer inside of a program, but
oh, that's cool.
I want to learn
What
it
else?
all.
Yeah, it comes with anything, whether it's drawing or avatars, it's like or coding, anything that requires a skill is going to be hard to learn, and it is going to be a grind depending on whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Even
Yeah,
if you're
that's
being a
true.
content creator and you're making videos and stuff like that, maybe the very first video isn't gonna be the best. But you know what? If you once you're like, you made your like 100th or 200th or 500th video, and you
Yeah,
compare that from the 500th video to like
that's
your
so
very first
true. The
the
first
very first
video,
video, you're like,
the
wow, what
first
was this
stream.
video I sent out?
Yeah.
Like,
I remember the first
no.
stream I did. I actually had so much fun doing it. I
Yeah.
drew a donut yesterday. It looks not great, but I had fun drawing it, you know. I think the hard part is like just having fun. That seems like it shouldn't be hard, but like sometimes it is if you're not good and you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm getting down on myself. But if you're having fun and you're learning a skill, I think that helps a lot to keep going and I don't know. Your friend Nova, who's been so sweet, says you seem really nice. Do you do community things in VR? So I used to do community meetups, but there are a couple things. I think most of the people who watch me either don't have a VR headset and it's hard for them to do meetups in VR, or they already know me and hang out with me in VR. So I'll just say this: you're welcome to add me on VR chat. Just let me know what your screen name is so I know it's you. I'd love to meet you. Just be aware that I'm busy sometimes and I won't always be able to accept your invite, but I'll definitely accept the friend request. And if I have time, I love showing people around. Like I said, I'm so grateful to the amazing people that showed me around. Even like before Artsy, I met some really sweet people in VR chat. Like that just were so kind to me and like showed me how to get my first avatar and like just showed me comfy worlds and introduced me to their friends and their community, and it just kind of snowballs from there. When you meet one or two good people, you're good, I think, because you meet their friends. And sometimes you don't like I was gonna mention that person you had to block the other day. Sometimes you have some toxic friends and like you meet them years later and you're like, okay, I'm removing you. I don't remember why we were friends, but for the most part, I have really good memories, and I'm very grateful to the people I met. I'd love to meet you at some point. Yeah. I would love to meet you guys from Fia's community. I think most of you who are still around, I appreciate you guys for sticking around, and I hope you guys are doing amazing. I was supposed to actually hang out with Claire Hearts, who's in chat right now. By the way, I didn't mention Claire. Your voice is so pretty. You're so adorable. I was looking at her throne. She has braziers on her throne.
Braziers.
She's got braziers
Ah.
on her throne, which is sorry for sorry, sorry. I was like, those braziers are expensive. Those are expensive braziers. But I guess like Throne always upcharges like $10 million for you buy an item for $10 and you're like checkout. It's like, oh, it's $60, and you're like, oh, okay. It's for work. My bras are breaking. That is so fair and valid. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassing her. I'm sorry. No, I don't want to shame you. You need what
It's
you need.
for
You need
work.
bras. You need clothes. $10 million bras. What? I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry. Can we get a shout out for Claire Hearts? She's adorable. She plays a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I can't wait to meet you. It'll be the same one once I know how to use VR. Yeah. Feel free to send me a DM. You got exclamation point Discord. Feel free to join the Discord. I've been a lot more active in it lately. But that being said, I would like to just watch movies or have like a game night or something. Something where people who aren't in VR can be more active in the community. And yeah, I'd love to meet you guys and show you around. Yeah, I'm on and down to hang out whenever, keeping my trackers. So you wanted to hang out today, and I'm doing an interview with Kara, but you're welcome to join us later. Hi, Tension Panda, welcome. We all did that. Yeah, I hoped in already. You just wizard problems, accidentally dropping your brazier in the brazier. Wait, I have no idea. What is a brazier? Or is it a brazier? Hi,
Yeah.
Last Bees. Is that a wizard thing? Do you know?
I don't know. Is it? I
Or
thought
is it
they
like
said like a browser.
or browser? Well, they spelled it Brazir. Nerd Detective is very smart and eloquent and much more. They have much bigger vocabulary than me. Kind of like a torch. Oh, it's like a torch. Okay. Okay, I see. I see. I see. Hi, some guy no one knows, by the way. Did I miss any messages? I don't think so. Okay, so I just had like another question or two for you.
Yeah, it's sci-fi.
It's kind of random, but like, what were some of the things that you were? Did you have like dreams growing up? Like, what were some of your aspirations growing up? And do you think you're doing those, or do you think what you're doing now is? I mean, okay, so I think what I'm doing now is much better than anything I dreamed of when I was younger. I actually wanted to be like a stand-up comedian or have my own show in a way with my stream and my community. I have that in a much better way than I ever dreamed. Like, what were some of your dreams growing up, and how do you think that sort of changed over time? And like, what are some of your goals, either with your stream or creating content? And I know we're gonna start making stuff which we can talk about, but like,
Yeah.
what are some of your aspirations moving forward, and how have they changed since when you were younger?
I mean, was it when it comes to like my aspirations, I guess,
Hmm.
when I was a lot younger, like obviously streaming and the internet was like completely new. So there was nothing in terms of streaming or
Right.
content creation was very new, but I always like to make people happy and do silly things. So I kind of always had like that part of me going. Um, I really like to like be. I was very easy to be able to make friends when I was a lot younger, actually. Um, and like one of the few things I like doing is like creating a community and being a part of a community and helping build like something from the ground up is awesome. And you know, I would say that, you're a big inspiration for me when it comes to
Oh.
streaming because I remember I was hanging out with you when you were like really small, like in terms of you were starting off and stuff, and hanging around with you and being there with you and doing like really silly things or doing role play or anything like that. I found it to be really fun and entertaining.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't like, the main person streaming or whatever, I always like to just hang around and make something interesting for everyone to enjoy. Um, and then, I had a few other people, you included, to kind of help me get into streaming. I really appreciate that. Xavier was also another person that inspired me to help like push me because I'm a pretty good like conversationalist and stuff. And I would say, moving into like the future is like I guess like one of the things is like when I first started streaming. I wanted to like I don't know, I wanted to like create like some kind of like almost like an event-based content where I can kind of
Hmm.
like, make something happen or do a recording or do a stream where it's live and it's like something like there could be like stakes on the table, like who wants to be a millionaire or something as an example.
Yeah.
Um, Something that'd be like interesting that can captivate like audience and it's kind of I would say that it's a little bit more trickier to pull off in a live stream. So but it would be kind of interesting to do something like if you can do that in that way. But I would like to make like different forms of content. I had like my other inspiration for on streaming, I guess, would be a person called Ludwig. I don't really watch too much of their
Ludwig?
content,
Yeah. I don't know
but
them, but
I
they're
heard
big.
really good things about them. But they tend to plan out like their streams, um, plan out their entire stream in a few hours and kind of build it as a YouTube video, and then cutting those out, and then instead of making a separate recording, so they kind of like put their stream and part of their YouTube content that way. So I find that kind of
Yeah.
interesting to be able to pull that up. It requires you to also like kind of like have like a very good sense of direction on where everything wants it to go and stuff. They'll like create like a funny story, maybe they'll hype it up a lot more, or they'll kind of like make you interested, or maybe they're doing some kind of game or something, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna play Fall Guys with a friend of mine, and if I end up failing this thing, I have to eat, this 5 pound gummy bear, or
Oh,
I have to eat
that
like
sounds
some really
good.
hot thing or something like that." So it'd
I
be
want a five
something
pound gummy bear.
interesting to be like, "Oh,
Yeah,
now they have to do this thing," and then you'll have like a video recording of them doing it later on or something stupid like that, right?
that's a
So
very
I think,
smart way of creating content on Twitch to be able to parlay it onto other platforms and stuff, and still have it be very entertaining to watch live. Um,
yeah, because like the one thing like when it comes to making like content, we can kind of move into YouTube if you like,
yeah,
is like the ability, because like it's hard to like dream something and make it a YouTube content. Nobody really watches too much like highlight videos unless you're already like someone that's really big already and well known. You
yeah.
know,
And even then, it's still gonna be much bigger on YouTube, right, compared to the
yeah,
Twitch clip.
that is very true. I don't know, there's some minor things I can kind of talk about on Twitch that
Sure,
was
go
just
ahead.
I'm just harder to being discovered and
Yeah,
stuff like
it
that. Like
is.
if someone were to like join that doesn't have a network or a social group that they can start off with, and you start off just by yourself and you just stream constantly and you're streaming every day, that might not even push you to like affiliate, which is kind of sad
That
because
is sad. Yeah.
like I prior to me streaming on VRChat, way back in the day, I used to actually stream on League of Legends. That's how I got
Oh, I
like
didn't
my
know.
very,
I didn't know that.
yeah, that's my very first. I had my first like couple, like 30 or 40 followers. That was all on League of Legends.
Yeah.
But like, I'm streamed to no one. I didn't really have a lot of people and all those things.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's okay. That's totally fine. Because I didn't really like take like streaming as, I wouldn't say quotation marks as serious, but I definitely do enjoy making the kind of content that I do now. Like I'm not here portraying any crazy high level gameplay. I'm just being an idiot sometimes on stream. That's sometimes it can be like that. Or I can do like other things like, I did this interview, or maybe I'll make like, I don't know, what's, world exploring, or like making some interesting videos. Like, oh, I actually did a video, not video, but I did a stream once where I kind of like was role playing myself as a new user, and I went a brand new account and
I
like kind of
watched
like,
that.
yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, like what would happen if I was just like pretending I was 100% dumb? And I think one time I went to the Black Hat, and it was like I walked up to like someone that was like really sketchy looking, kind of not not recommended, but they
Yeah.
ended up, I don't know if they ended up crashing me or like someone somebody else did, but I don't know. I was like, "Hi, how's it going? I'm new, and what do you do?" and all these things. I was trying to like be nice and stuff like that. They weren't like, but so it was kind of like a mixed bag, and I told everyone, I was like, "Okay, this is what happens when you go to like a very popular world such as Black Hat, and this is the reason why." And I'm like, "Okay, well now I'm gonna go to a world that is like less populated." And I think I went to like the Japan shrine, and I
Mhm.
found like a really nice group of people, and they were super friendly, being able to help me out and show me what I can do, and like, what kind of effects avatars can do, and give me that new user experience. And I really, really enjoyed that a lot. And I kind of like making something like that where it's like, this is the kind of, I wouldn't say this is like the particular kind of content that I want to make, but this is the kind of like, whether it's like even a role playing kind of thing, like I'm dumb, like, I don't know what I'm doing, like
Mhm.
I just got VR, and help me out here, kind of thing.
That's such a good idea. I'm gonna steal your ideas and do
No.
that.
That's fine. That's fine. But I like the idea of just like role playing in VR chat in that way. Like just completely like I don't know what I'm doing and just kind of vibing with that kind of and anything can happen. Like I was in a public world.
Mhm.
So like but I've never had any like super bad experiences. So there's that.
Yeah, I remember when I did my one VR chat speedrun stream. For anyone who didn't know, there's kind of like a joke where I was speedrunning to get like I think 20 friends to how fast I could get 20 friends. It took me like 2 hours. I don't think it would normally take that long, but yeah, I really like the idea of kind of playing dumb and like I actually did that too. I pretended I didn't know like how to add avatars and this teenager was like saying like I don't know, they're like, yeah, my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, and he's like, I'm gonna F you in the A, and I'm like, what? Oh, butt shake.
Wow.
They were like really insulted that I even said anything. And then like minutes later I was in like another public world and someone just started like going naked and started like ERPing right in front of me, and I was like, oh gosh. Oh no, Kohai is here, Kohai. By the way, everyone, my lovely, lovely Kohai, Charlotte's Web VT. If you guys are into ASMR at all, or into like an amazing artist, I don't know if you guys know Jaden Animations. If you guys know a lot of the big animators on YouTube, she is just as good and better in my heart. She is the most talented artist I know, and she offered to give me some tips and tricks to learn. She said she's a very stern teacher, Kohai, which I believe. But she
I
is
love Kohai.
amazing at ASMR. I think all of us agree who've stopped by her channel. She is so good at ASMR. I'm so proud of her, and I can't. I honestly can't imagine anyone I would be more proud of, or more happy to call my Kohai than her. She's so talented and inspires me so much in so many different ways. She said, I guess she wants to go to the beach when we go to TwitchCon. I was like, I don't really know if I want to swim at the beach in October in the Pacific Ocean. She's like, no, I just want to hang out in the sand and like go to the beach. Anyway, she's like the cutest person ever, and please go check her out. She's like most comfy voice, and she's so funny. Sorry. Anyway, I could gush about Kohai all day.
Yeah, no, I love Charlotte or Angel Cakes or
Yeah.
they're an they're
Hi,
amazing
Defiant.
VTuber. They're
Yeah.
a very hard worker. I
She
inspire to be
works
like that.
so hard. Yeah. She's
And
amazing. Hey,
they're blowing
Defiant.
up.
They
They're
are
popping
blowing up.
up.
I'm so proud of her. She's gonna have 1,000
I love
people
her.
watching her soon, if not more. She's incredible. Did you hear back about partnering? I guess not yet, but she made the banner up on my Twitch. But who
She
is
made my
that that
banner
said
as
hi
well.
hi? Hi, KMRI.
I
Hi,
love her so
KMRI.
much.
Gumi is such a cutie too. She has just such a wealth of work on her Instagram and on her TikTok and on her YouTube. Anyway, this is about you. I would love to
Yeah,
interview Kohai one of these days, but just Mariah is fine. Okay, hi Mariah. Lindsay, let me introduce my friend Icaros. They are one of my best friends. They're an avatar maker. They're a VR chat streamer, and they're gonna be my future partner in crime. If they are pretty much already my partner in crime, and making YouTube videos. We started a channel called Ayaya Gang. I don't know. We're trying to think of a better name than that, but Ayaya Gang for now.
placeholder for now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean that's we're pretty much coming to the end. We've been talking for about an hour and a half now. Time really flies. I like listen to like YouTube interviews and stuff, and those are only like 30 minutes or like an hour at the most. And these always end up going like 90 minutes or longer. And I talk to you pretty much every day. We could talk about so many things. Is there anything else you wanted to mention about VR or about what you do? Anything that you're excited about? Anything content? Anything you want to plug?
I'm
Um,
excited about making YouTube content. That's what
I'm
I'm
so
excited
freaking
about.
excited to do that.
I do like that because I feel like it's easier to create content that we can base either like kind of like a plot or a story, or kind of have like a little game that we could even potentially even do on stream maybe, and like do something like that as content if you want to do that. I just want to be like I want to like express more creative means in terms of the future. I like streaming still. I want to like work on more making videos and learning how to
Yeah.
edit the videos and adding all the other stuff that you gotta do that goes along with that. And that's
Yeah.
like a whole that's like making avatars all over again 2.0
Same. I mean, I
essentially.
want to learn. Like, I downloaded
Yeah,
DaVinci Resolve, and I mean that seems to be what a program that a lot of people are using right now. Just because it's
yeah,
free, but also just it seems to be just getting better and better. But yeah, I'm so excited, and I think about that like maybe because I really do want to make YouTube videos, and I think someone who really is a big influence on me in that regard is Lulu. I Lulu, because he he does a lot of role play streams on his stream, and they're so funny. And I always just for some reason I separate them. I don't know in my head. I don't know if you guys would want to watch me and Kara do characters on stream. Probably. I mean, why? Whatever. Let's just do it sometime. Who cares what Parisu thinks? We're gonna eat her anyway. No, I love Parisu. I'm sorry, I miss you,
we're
Parisu.
gonna eat furries. Wait,
Um,
what?
we're gonna eat furries. We've been giving her a hard time. Hashtag eat Furisu. Hello furry.
Hashtag eat furries. Let's
Hashtag
go.
Arisu Gaming. I miss you, Furisu. She's been playing a lot of WoW lately. Yeah, no, I'm
She's
so
playing lots
excited to
well.
make videos with you and do some roleplay. I
Yeah,
legitimately think you're like the funniest, one of the funniest people I know. And we have a very similar sense of humor.
yeah. I plan
Um,
on we'll be doing. I think we'll be. I'm super excited to just keep trying to do cool things. So
yeah,
I'm looking
the future's
forward to
very
that, whether it's
bright.
in VR chat or somewhere else. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It doesn't have to be limited to VR chat.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
excited.
yeah. So I might call it there. I actually have some. I actually did want to make some stuff for YouTube later, but I think I'll do this one off stream. I wanted to make Super Cat Punch. I don't know if I hope she's not here right now listening to me. I doubt it. Do you know Super Cat Punch?
I recognize the name. I think I've seen them a few
She
times.
is like okay, she's not here. She's like I I like adore her. She is one of the sweetest, funniest people I know, and I kind of wanted to do like a channel trailer for her channel, but I don't know. It's an idea for her, but have it be just like with a bunch of characters being dumb or something. Anyway, I'm gonna be working on that after stream. Hi Shori, cutie, tabarnak. Sorry, not tabarnak. Hello, Jitem. How are you? Bon nuit, bonsoir. I don't know. My French is awful. Do you know French?
Je
You're,
te pensais, comment ça va? That's all I know.
comment ça va? Comment ça va? Je t'aime. Je t'adore. Joyeux Pâques. I think that's Happy Easter. Joyeux Noel. That's Merry Christmas.
Yes, damn.
Omedeto Tanjobi. No, that's Japanese. Tanjobi.
Joby.
Tanjobi. Oh, wait, Shuri actually speaks Japanese. They live in Japan. Hey, DJ Honor, how's it going? How are you, cutie? Thanks for stopping by. Joyeux Pâques. Bon Halloween. Is it Bon Halloween? Happy Halloween. Oh yeah, Halloween is. Oh wait, I thought Halloween's coming up. I was like, what month? And then I was like, oh, it's August. And then I was like, oh wait, it's not August. It's September.
Not August. No,
Time's
it's
flying
not.
by. TwitchCon in less than a month. I'm excited.
You're excited, yeah.
Would you ever go to TwitchCon? I know you're like. And to be fair, I'm very self-conscious about meeting a lot of people IRL, but for some reason I've been wanting to meet the people that are going to TwitchCon for so long that I'm a little bit more okay with it. I was gonna joke! Oh, Curl probably left, but I was gonna joke. Wait, is he still here? Let me check. By the way, Bob, I don't know if you're still here, but Kuro sent me a picture of him, and he's so freaking cute. Kuro is so adorable. Anyway, I was gonna joke that I'm gonna follow Kuro around with a camera and like just stream Kuro, stream Kuro the whole time. He would kill me. No, I can't do that. I just thought that'd be funny to mess with him and say that. By the way, I went to your channel and like there's a 2-minute clip of you during the interview that T did that I thought was really funny when you said you like accidentally turned on your stream and you were like
Oh, yeah.
streaming
Oh
that
my
interview.
God. Yeah, that was a mistake. I was like, oh, I felt bad because I was doing a recording for T, because T asked me like, hey, can you record the interview that I'm gonna be doing? We did an interview like, what is it, Sunday or Saturday, with a bunch of people, but it was like, supposed to be not streamed. It was just like, supposed to be a recording. And on OBS, there's normally like start streaming and then start recording. And for some reason, mine was like start streaming and start streaming, and I clicked on the second one, and I was like, oh, and I didn't even notice I was like streaming, and then I was like, until like someone like followed me or something, and I was like, oh snap! And I was like, I turned up the stream, and then someone was like, hey, turn the stream back on. I'll give you money. And I'm like, no.
He'll
I
give
was-
you money, dude.
it was just a private recording that was supposed to be happening. So
Oh,
I feel
okay.
bad.
So I actually wanted to. We'll end with this, which is like someone. Should we talk about this? Maybe we should. Someone asked you for money. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this. Never mind. Someone asked Kara for money randomly. They're like out of nowhere. Like, has this ever happened to you guys? Like an acquaintance? They're like, oh girls, I need to borrow $200, and you're like, I barely talked to you. I want to borrow $200. I don't have $200 to give you.
Someone ask you for money for like a gym pass?
Yeah,
or
someone. I
something?
won't name who they are. I don't think they're here, but they're like, oh girls, I need like $40 to pay my gym membership, and I'm like, what? you you can't even manage your own gym membership, and also like, why are you asking? Do I seem like a wealthy person? Like, it's not that bad. $40 isn't that bad, but it's not like I'm out here giving $40 to everybody. Like, well, it was kind of. It was just like, I don't know. It's like, why don't you just cancel your gym membership? Why do you need? Why am I paying for your gym membership? I want to pay for your gym membership. I barely know you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seemed, and I just ignored the message. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna cancel gym, bro. Well, I mean, you don't have. I mean, listen, if you can't afford your gym membership, like, why am I gonna pay for it? Do you even lift? Okay, fair enough. I'm not addicted to the gains well enough where I would start asking complete strangers to pay my gym membership for me. I definitely not at that point. Neither are a borrower or lender. And I'm also like, haven't you heard of like a credit card or like a personal loan? Like, what? Why? I'm not a bank over here. It's
You're not a
probably
bank. I borrow $40 for my gym.
it's probably easier to ask girls for $40 than cancel your gym member. Apparently it is. Apparently to this person it was easier to ask girls for $40 than to cancel their gym membership. Like what? Well, also here's the second part of that, which is I was telling Kara, like, part of the reason I don't loan money out, and I have in the past, it's not like if you're a close friend of mine and you really need the help, I do not mind loaning you money, but if you're an acquaintance and I barely see you, it's a whole different story. Then then it's on your mind, right? Because they're like, oh, I'll pay you back, and it's like 3 weeks later, and like, oh, I'll pay you back, and now you got this on your mind. Now, and I have ADHD.
Yeah.
I need
Oh,
as
yeah.
few things on my mind as possible. Or I'm gonna be so stressed
That's
out.
very true.
Now I'm thinking about it all day, every day, about this guy paying me back for $40 and gym membership. I'm like, oh my god. Just
Yeah,
ruining
and then
my
they-
life over here.
Yeah, then they'll get to the point like, don't pay me back, and then you just gave up like $440.
That $40 is worth like
And-
$400 or more in terms of like my mental health, you know? Like it's just
And the person that asked me was like $200.
yeah,
That wasn't
that's
$40.
you know, that's
And
that's not $1 million, but that's a good amount of money, $200, you know?
And I feel bad because I'm
Thank you for the
one of those
follow.
like nice people. I want to like help them out, but like I don't know them very well.
Yeah.
And
Bank
so
of
I
balls.
need to like, I asked you like for guidance, and I'm like, what do you do in this situation? Because I would be that
Yeah.
kind of person that would be like, yes, I'll help you out. Here's $200, because they were like, I need it for food and all these other things.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't know, like, why am I being asked? Don't you know anybody
And
else?
I was
I'm
like, this
sorry.
sounds like a scam. And then they're like, I don't know. And then today, actually, in Discord, I saw a message of someone like, oh, guys, my friend got hacked and they started asking me for money. So be careful. And Nerd Detective was like, yeah, this is a scam going around. Be careful if someone you haven't heard from a while randomly starts asking you for money because it's probably someone who hacked their account. And Kara's like, I don't know. Here's $200. I don't
A
know.
nice person. I don't know,
Very
but I
nice
went like,
person.
I didn't do it, so
I told no, don't do it, don't do it.
I even like looked my
And once again, like I said, also one of those when you lend those people money, now they know in their head they got it cemented in their head. Oh, I can ask Kara for money in the future. I'll ask them again when I need to
yeah,
pay my
when you
gym
need it,
membership or something. Kara
when you
will
need
take care
PP
of me.
on,
Now
so
yeah, it's like
yeah,
I
it's like
care less for money, but I still need it. I need $1 for 69 brain cells, minus 69 brain cells. Can I have $2,000 for TwitchCon? You give me $2,000 for TwitchCon. I feel like, no offense to any other streamer, I feel like I'm the only one not doing a subathon this month. Every streamer I see is doing a subathon right now. No offense. I'm just not gonna do one this month. Maybe I should. Should I do a subathon? I don't like doing it unless it's for like charity, but that's a whole nother thing, or like
for a reason.
for a good reason, not just. I mean, it's September. That's true. It is September. Do it. It is September. I mean, maybe I should. The one thing it would be nice to do is that. Well, they gutted September also, like Bob said.
They did. They
I
did.
might want to raise money for TwitchCon, but like, I don't. Well, here's the thing. It would help me out a lot, honestly. I'm not the wealthiest person, but I don't know. I shouldn't feel this way, but I do. I just don't like taking money from you guys, and I appreciate it. I always invest it back into my stream or I try to, but I don't like asking my community for money. Maybe that's something I need to get over, and that's not saying anything bad against other streamers that do that. I just feel really guilty because I love you guys. And like I'm not like, yo, it's like, yo, all right, you guys, September, you guys are all gonna pay for my gym membership the next like 4 years. I need gym membership. I mean, we were talking about a prominent streamer who was like, it got found out that they bought like a $5,000 mattress or something, and they were just like, I need food or something, and they were just spending it all on BS. And I would never do that, but I don't know. I never want people to think that about me. They're like, oh, I donated to old girls, and they bought a bunch of
Then
porno
they're
or so. I don't know.
they're
Like,
living the good life
they're
over
living the
here.
good life, I don't know. Pay for you to become a Chad. I understand if you're a new streamer and you're trying to make end meets, then a subathon makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong. And if you do it full time, I think you should. You should do things to take care of yourself. It's your income. It's just like I just want to entertain you guys. I just want to give you guys a place to be comfortable and feel like you have a place to hang out at night and just vibe. I miss you, Spirited Sloth, by the way. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel I'd honestly rather work. I'd rather go do DoorDash or something than to like ask you guys for money. I do not, because I've been working hard most of my adult life, and I do not care working like a second or third job even to make ends meet. I don't know. I just feel so guilty. This is such a random tangent. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. Well, the thing is about like with subathons, I think, it's almost like paywall content. Like, I'll do all these things if you give me money.
You gotta pay the
kind of thing.
tax.
Yeah,
Says
and some of
cocaine
it,
of
like, it could
lightning.
be reasonable. Like, maybe you want to do like ASMR content. You're like, oh, I'm doing it. I'm raising money for a big ASMR thing. I want to do this. Okay, then if you give people like a reason for it, then like if people are willing and wanting to do that, then that's okay. But like obviously, like,
It's like
I don't know.
Scientology in a way, where you're like, all right, you're gonna pay me this level, and then I will be this nice to you, and then you gotta
Yeah.
once you get to this level, you gotta pay me this much money, and then I'll be even nicer to you, and then you pay me this much money, and then you're going to the next level. I don't know. It's like, where
10
does
subs,
it
I'll send a
end?
tweet. 20 subs, I'll sing a song.
Hey, Gregorian Gangsta, thank you so much for the raid. It's very nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. They're super sweet. Sounds like a cult. Yeah, it sounds like a cult. I mean, I'm doing something like that, but also, let me just say this: I sub to so many friends, and I want them to be able to stream full time, and it's not a knock against them, but I do think, I don't know, I just feel like people only have so much money to go around. Maybe that's not true, but there's always money to go around, but I don't know. It's just for me. I personally feel uncomfortable doing it, but maybe I should. I do it on my birthday because I think it's like sweet that people want to help me out on my birthday, but that's, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say birthday is like celebration
Yeah.
or doing like, I don't know, charity, but I know we talked about.
And then you pay for ultra tier and they start being mean to you if you're into that. I actually was watching a streamer, I'll just call them out specifically by name, Gilly or something. She used to I probably shouldn't talk badly about someone behind their back, but this isn't the bad part, but I remember watching her stream. She used to stream Street Fighter, and she started like talking down to her chat. She's like, you know, you guys are trash, you know. You're not going to donate to me. And then she started getting progressively more and more like dominating and like talking down to her chat and being like basically like enticing them to donate. And she made like thousands of dollars being like, who's worthless enough to spend more money on me and like donate more, and like who's like hot, says Judith. Fair enough, you know, fair enough. But
some people have done that. I've actually watched a documentary on stuff like that. It's really interesting. So I've seen someone that gave up their like whole house and stuff. Like, here, have
give their
my
whole house. Yeah,
here,
shame
have my
me.
house, and here, have all my income and stuff. You're all good. I live to serve you.
I
I'm
live
like,
to
wow.
serve you. Yo, you know what? I take it back. Let's go in on that. Let's. No, I could never do that, dude. I feel bad when people donate me like $1. I mean, thank you for the follow, by the way, lovely, and thank you for the follows, you guys, that I missed. Dude, my tracking's been so scuffed lately. Hunter or wow, that name is Master Bates. I missed that. Thank you for the follow, Master. And the most recent one is my screen is so blurry right now. Malosh, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I hope you had a good stream, Gregorian Gangsta. I think it's he pronouns, but he was so sweet to me on Twitter. They're just very nice. So it's really nice meeting you. Thank you so much for the raid and thinking about me. Hi, thank you for the follow. So that tracking issue isn't just me. No, well, maybe it's me. I think I need to like resend, because I keep moving my base stations around and I'm not recalibrating my room. So I think I need to, redo my room or something. I just came back from break. Nice. Breaks are good. I've been kind of on a semi-break myself. Hi, Judith, by the way. I love you so much. Subs and bits are always an option, but not a forceful thing, you know. And I don't mean to go on that tangent. I just like, I guess it doesn't bother me when like, you know, the sweet streamers they're just trying to get by, and you know it's nice to give your community an opportunity to help you out, because they want to help you out, right? I guess what bothers me is when people who don't need it and are just kind of like milking their community and like are talking badly about them behind their back. And you think people wouldn't do that, but people do that. People are like, oh, this loser, you know, they donated me this money. Or like I was watching a clip of this girl who was like, you're here every day, you can't afford $5 to sub to me. And it's like, whoa, dude, what a horrible person. Yeah, she actually blew up, right? That clip. It was like, dude, what is wrong with you?
dare you?
You're gonna
not
you're
give
gonna
me a
you're gonna talk to
advice?
someone like that. Also, you're gonna talk to
Yeah,
someone like that for 250. It's like, wow.
yeah.
Um, how are you improving skills? How are your improving skills? Um, I think they're pretty good. You're pretty good at improv too. I used to take a lot of improv classes. I don't know how much that helped, but I think I'm actually pretty decent at improv. Why do you ask? I don't know. I'd like to get better at it though. You're both so cute and beautiful. Thank you. By the way, thank you so much for the gift sub and the sub earlier, Lyra. I'm sorry I was talking to Kara about the interview. Maybe I can end the recording here. This is, by the way, we'll end. This is my interview with my lovely friend Kara. Did you have? I had a good time having you
Yeah.
on.
Thank you so much for interviewing me. I really
Yeah, can we get a
appreciate
shout out
that.
for It Girls one more time? She
Thank
is
you so
so
much for
sweet and
shouting
so
out.
so
Yeah.
kind and so funny. One of the chillest streamers I know. We're gonna be making a lot of YouTube content over the next. I hope the rest
Thank you
of my
so
life.
much.
Honestly, I hope we never stop making
Yeah,
content
well, I want
together.
to make more content and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think we'll hang out for a little bit, but I'll stop the YouTube recording there.
Yeah, that's okay.
I met Icarus at the last speakeasy. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cars Wonder. Hi, can we get a shout out for Real
Oh,
Deal
Spirit
Entertain, by
Song.
the way, who
Yeah.
is one of the sweetest people I know. They're
Yeah,
so
Entertain is
adorable.
such a sweet person.
Yeah, thank you for the stream, too. Thank you for stopping by, and I think you're supporting Fia, right? And like sticking around. It means a lot to me. Everyone who stuck around from Fia's raid and Gregorian Gangsta. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. Kara's wonderful. That she is. How to wreck your reputation in seconds. And it's like, dude, aren't people like aware of how people are going to perceive things like that? And the answer is no. No, they do not. They have no
Yeah.
self-awareness at all. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very interesting. People, I don't know. People can be very self-centric in that way.
Yeah.
They're like, I want everybody to be a viewer. Hey, you're a regular, but you don't have any income. Give me your income.
You know what I also don't like? I hate this and I think a lot of people feel this way. Not the majority, but when people are like, "Oh, this person stole all my viewers" or something. It's like, listen, buddy. There are like how many people on this earth? 1 million, 2 million people on Earth, and like no, just kidding. But there's like, but 3 million people on Earth. There's so many people on Earth. There's a lot of competition. You're not like, oh, Better Call Saul is stealing my viewers, or like, Game of Thrones are stealing my viewers. Like, oh, this guy, Kara, is stealing all my viewers. Like, well, there's a lot of people here. Million, not even close. There's close to there's close to 8 billion people? I thought there was only like 30,000 people on Earth.
Like 30,000? 30,000? 30,000? What?
Like 30 or 40,000 people on Earth. I mean, how many people do you know? Like
I know
10
at
or
least
12,
like
right?
7 billion.
What? You know 7 billion people?
Yeah, of course. Doesn't everybody?
By the way, is anyone watching the new Game of Thrones series? I feel like Amazon is like, when you open the Amazon app these days, you got that ad for the Game of Thrones thing, and it's
No,
like,
that's not Amazon. That's Lord of the Rings.
oh, Lord of the Rings. Sorry, not Game of Thrones. Lord of the Rings. Anyone watching that? It's like Jeff Bezos' passion project. I don't know. Okay, some of you are gonna hate me for this, but I never really watched the Lord of the Rings movies, and I fell asleep. I'm sorry, I fell asleep. I was watching it with my girlfriend at the
3
time.
hours of walking.
Yeah, 3 hours of walking, and I was like, oh my god, resident sleeper. Sorry, I know it's Lord Detective loves Lord of the Rings. A lot of you Lord of the Rings. I give it a shot, but yeah, I've been enjoying both the House of Dragons and the Lord of the Rings. Oh yeah, you were saying the new game. I actually haven't even watched Game of Thrones. That was ruined by my ex-girlfriend. I gotta stop doing this where I associate a show with like someone I dated because they loved the show, and then I'm like, oh, this just reminds me of her, and I can't watch it. I wish I need to get over that, because it's limiting my enjoyment of certain things.
Yeah, you're taking.
You
need
should
to stop
call her.
dating people.
I need to
Don't
stop.
do-
I need to stop dating people. I mean, that's true.
Well, maybe not stop dating. How about don't watch
Don't
popular
watch popular
shows
movies with
your
people I'm gonna
dates.
break up with. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
No, I heard they're really good though. That tangent is. I'm gonna call her. Girlies,
the
we should
Game of-
watch Lord of the
new
Rings
Game
for
of Thrones
movie.
show is
Oh
pretty
man,
good,
Lord of
though.
the Rings. We got a 9-hour movie night. I don't know.
I've never watched the new Lord of the Rings show though. I'll probably wait a couple of
I mean, it
years
just came
before I
out.
watch that.
Thank you for the follow, by the way. Let me turn alerts back on. Oh, and when was my timestamp for ending the recording? About 2 hours or so. Today-
Right now, our timer's at 2 hours, so you can probably go to
Perfect.
like 2 hours, like ish.
Yeah. Let me put on a little music. It feels weird to have.
Oh, you don't have music? I have music. Yeah.
No, I mean I don't like having music during the interview.
Okay.
But I usually always have music on, and it feels weird not to.
Yeah.
Listening to Funk Fridays lately. Oh, that's so loud. I'm sorry. Oh, I closed the window on accident. Oh, what? What's my... Oh no, did I close? Oh, it's on another page. Iron Fee, thank you for the follow. I'm deaf. I'm sorry. I'm deaf. Oh, I want some chocolate.
Dude, I want chocolate. I need food in my stomach.
You need food in
It's
I had a...
Hello Fresh in my stomach.
Oh, what are you making tonight, dude?
I got some kind of grilled shrimp and cold noodles with like sesame chili sauce and stuff. And I got all the prep
Dude,
work done.
cold
Oh,
noodles with sesame chili sauce? That sounds so goddamn delicious. I want that. I haven't had that dish in like a long time.
Oh wait, have you had it before?
Yeah, my
Something.
I guess I don't know where I get that. Like usually at a Japanese place they'll have cold noodles, or my mom used to actually make cold noodles too that were pretty yummy. Hi Raymu Peng, how are you, sweetie? It's good to see you. That was so Asian and I love it. I am so Asian. You always hated the cold noodles? It's so Asian. I'm pretty Asian when it comes down to it. So is Kara. You're like honorary Asian.
I am 2% Asian.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Oh, two of my
very
favorite people. It's Egregious Philbin! Egregious Philbin! And the person who inspired me to start doing interviews again. Hello, Egregious Philbin. Oh no, girls, that was a SpongeBob reference? Oh, okay. I don't know. I gotta catch up on the new JoJo episodes coming out. I have not watched any of part 6 yet because I kind of wanted to binge all of it. Hot take, part 6 not my favorite JoJo's storyline, but I still enjoyed it. I read all of the manga, but I haven't watched the anime. I would say my favorite is either part 5 or part 4. I probably have part 5. Part 6 is good too. I mean, I like Jolene, but I actually need to finish reading part 7. Have you watched JoJo? Do you watch JoJo?
No, I never watched any of the
Oh,
JoJo's.
dude, okay, not for everybody, but I freaking love JoJo.
I heard it's so good. There's like so many like funny memes and stuff that's based around JoJo. So like a lot of people are like, Kai, you're missing out.
I wish I could tell Twitch to stop showing me Audible ads. I hate their ASMR feel so much. I have Twitch Turbo. Wait, don't you have Twitch Turbo? Oh, you're a Prime gamer. Never mind. I'm the exact opposite. I like to space it out and hate binging. We watch JoJo every Friday with pizza for JoJo Friday. Oh, are they spacing it out? I don't know how they're releasing the episodes of JoJo. I mean, I know everything that happens because I've read the manga.
Was JoJo completed like in the manga?
They've completed this arc. Yeah, I think they're on part 8 right now. And I think
is that still ongoing?
Yeah, the anime is part 6 right now. So JoJo has different like story arcs that are completely like. There's sometimes some crossover between characters, but they're usually completely new stories with a new main character. And so there's like 8 of those right now. They all are
Oh.
kind of like related in some way, but they're usually completely different storylines and completely different worlds. I think it's really cool. You know, part 2 also might be up there for me. I love Joseph Joestar. I think the first half of part 6 was released as a block, so I assume that they did that for the second part too. Okay. I watched like half of the first part. You know who's coming over? Sylvan 1. Is Sylvan streaming right now? Sylvan 1.
Yeah,
Sylvan 1. Hi Spartacoon, by the way. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, dude, I'm so hungry. I need these noodles.
Oh, you want to go eat? Go eat something, man.
Yeah. Is that okay though?
Yeah, our interview's over. Yeah, sweetie. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Let's give it up to Icarus Chain. Yeah, Icarus Chain. Wow. I love
thank you for being such an amazing person.
Thank you for being like my best friend. I love you. I'm so excited to I'm gonna record some stuff later and I'll send it to you. Let's give an applause to Icarus Chan. They're amazing. Thank you so much for being here. You're such a sweet person. Give them a follow. They have super comfy streams. They do a lot of art and VR chat, or art as in making models and avatar creation. If you're interested in that, and
thank you.
They're super
come and give me a
awesome.
follow. Right?
Yeah, give them a follow. Give them a follow. Thank you so much for being here. I love you.
Of course. And I'm gonna eat some food. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, and send me some pictures of that food because
I will send you those pictures. Don't worry, I got you covered.
Awesome. I already followed that darn cutie.
I'll be watching on stream.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yay! I love you too. Hi, JKGH. GK, JK, JKGH. Hello.
And guess who's coming? Look at this. We got Sylvan 1.
Sylvan 1!